Rakesh Sinha, respond. There is no consultation that has been held, yes, and we won't go into the track record as Swati, did. But let's stay on the current issue. The government has a history of not engaging with stakeholders, bringing about a scheme, and then we see this fire.
The tragedy of contemporary Indian discourse is deliberate lack of knowledge or ignorance. You know, when Swati was speaking that for the first time in the history, Army Chief came to defend the government, I'm really surprised. You know, because you cover army for a long time, you come from an army family. After the defeat of 1962, when hundreds of the soldiers martyred due to the fault of the Nehru government, Indian Army Chief was asked to defend government not once, 10 times in the press conference. In 1972, when Indira Gandhi entered into Simla Pact against the wishes of the Indian Army, Army was forced to defend Indira Gandhi's grossly mistaken action. So kindly Congresspersons should know the history of Indian Army. Indian Army is above the political consideration.
But sir, both of them were disasters. Is this then the third disaster, sir? Is this then the third? We agree 62 was a disaster. 72 Shimla agreement was a disaster.
Because you know.
But is this then a disaster again?
No, I'm just coming because she has accused our government, so I have to unravel the facts. S.K. Sinha was not appointed because Army Chief, because he was suspected close to Jayaprakash Narayan. There are a lot of examples, but I'm not going to that. Here the question is that there is an internal system in the army. There is a discussion takes place. Indian army is modeled on the pattern of World War II's army. The entire organization is modeled all over the world, World War II's pattern. Post-World War, the NATO countries and most of the European countries have initiated great reforms in 1980s and 1990s. Most of the countries have reformed army. Indian army remained outside the purview of the radical reform. For the first time, an initiative has been taken. That initiative has three advantages. One, the average age which is required. Okay. Second, that is, army is not only for the conflict, the border conflict. Army has a wider role. We have seen in the post-independent India, army has a wider role. So 4 years training is going to be very advantageous for the national interest. Okay. Third, Agnipath have the ample and umpteen opportunities, both in the public and private sectors. These are the things which are going to give advantage to the youth, nation and the nation building process. Army is going to be more powerful.